if you're apprehensive about picking up the phone and calling Teen and Family, you shouldn't be. It is a phone call that can change your family and can save your kid. The scary part is not picking up the phone, not making the call, not reaching out. I would hate to have looked back and thought how things could have turned out if I hadn't picked up the phone and made that call.
So can you tell me about the moment that you knew your child needed help?
We did not have a arrest or kicked out of school or any of those situations, but my wife was very observant and noticed our son acting differently, and then a lot of it seemed to be tied to when he turned 16 and was able to drive. And we found first some drug paraphernalia in his car, and then the next day we found prescription drugs, a bag of prescription drugs. Interestingly, when I go and tell people or have lunch or just tell people our story, I'm always concerned, or at least I was initially concerned, about how people would react. And when I tell people the story about the fact that my son had a drug and alcohol problem and was in rehab for a period of time, the usual reaction is not surprise or dismay. It's almost universally, oh, we've been through that.
That's one of the things that I think as a parent, it's you keep having hope that what they tell you, oh, I won't do this anymore. Oh, it's not my pot. Oh, it's not my pills. Oh, a kid at school just asked me to hold it for them. I mean, all these things you really don't know as a parent what the next step needs to be. His personality was very argumentative. He was always depressed or seemed depressed. He's ADD, and so that was something we discovered when he was little. So I kept thinking it was just his ADD changing and his hormones changing, and then being a teenager. It's very difficult as a parent when you're looking at your kid to decide, is this behavior that's typical of a teenager or something else going on?
I walked into that first multifamily group and was completely blown away that all these other families were here for, the same issues that we were. And it was comforting, overwhelming, but comforting to know that I had a safe place to go. And I had a place to go that was going to help me help my child. Now we have date night. Even things I don't want to know, she tells me. I try to, it's funny because so many of the kids that she used with, I talked to the parents. I was the person that dropped her off at the house and waved, as I drove away. And, it was all a big lie. And now I know the kids, I talk to the kids, I know their parents, I talk to them, I'm in constant contact. There's times when she doesn't answer her phone and I call her friends or I text her friends to say, hey, make sure Madison calls me, and they do. These kids have been great in this program.
I saw the dynamics that were going on with parents, with other parents. I saw how things were going with me. I learned about codependency. I learned what that meant. I learned how to be a better parent, and Stephen learned how to be sober as a result of that. And I think if I hadn't learned the basics that we learned through Teen and Family, I don't know how I would have survived the later years. And I don't think that as a parent, I could have ever gotten to the point that I did with Stephen of letting go and recognizing that he needed to make the choices that he needed to make to live. And as I let go, he made the choice to live.